cannot
Yeah.
get anything else off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because the way the field works, it's not just like it's not as if you cross the electricity. It's as soon as you go in the
Yep.
field that you take the damage.
Yep.
So, yeah,
And
it's like one of the few abilities that perplexes too, which is
yeah, exactly. Perplex, silence, and slow basically means that you're completely vulnerable.
yeah. You just keep
And the
doing it.
Martyr pick is something that I haven't really seen picked up a lot, but I know it's a strong and powerful hero.
Yeah.
And the Martyr
has-
gets a ward up here, and I think they should know from each other here that the ward is there. But I'm fairly certain that Riftwalker at least saw the Martyr ward. So that's maybe going to be like a fast counter ward.
Yeah, she might try to get that counter, but right now Marta's kind of like standing there.
Yeah. But like Kayn is Kayn like tries to is powerful against certain heroes, but not against others. And one of the heroes that Kayn is not very good against is, of course, the Predator.
Yeah, because Predator can heal through that.
Yeah, it doesn't is carnivorous. The E ability doesn't get reduced by the Steel Resolve. It's only like actual attack damage that it reduces.
Yeah, because it's weird because it doesn't count. It doesn't actually add to his attack damage. It's like an other damage that it does or something. It's, the way it's considered.
You should like see it indeed as like bonus, like an actual additional effect on top of the normal attack damage. Lowstone gonna try to pull the creeps here a little bit. He is taking a little bit of harass damage from Nymphora. Nymphora likely to chase the Lodestone down here. I don't think he's gonna be in any danger, but he does get the pull, which is good for him. And we see Riftwalker actually getting the counter ward here, so that's of course good for him. A little bit of extra gold income for him there.
Yeah,
but
mid lane.
Oh yeah, Engineer plus Magnus SDC. They see the stun plus the Engineer stun here, and the Sulfuras take actually a lot of damage. Sulfuras also not buying a buckler, which means he is going to take so much damage from these auto attacks. So Sulfuras is definitely going to be a bit of in a suffer position here in the mid lane, I would say. Of course, Sulfuras can always recover really easily.
Yeah, I do really like the dual mid against the Sulfuras, because Sulfuras I know is like one of those heroes that if you just let him breathe a bit, he gets tanky and he does damage.
Yep. And Engineer misses the the bottom lane. Oh, we see Kayn plus Martyr just hailing the Meraxes there. Meraxes falls bloodlust. I didn't actually catch that one. Sulfuras in the mid lane actually got jumped by the Engineer in the Magnus, and Engineer missed his kick. It was a little bit unfortunate there as well for them. But yeah, Kayn, like, this is a powerful lane. Martyr plus Kayn. That is not a lane you want to lane against. So, in this regard, I will say they should definitely rotate the Riftwalker to the mid lane. Meraxes can solo bottom.
Yeah, because at that point, I think Meraxes can like probably
manage
his lane alone. Riftwalker should try to help with Sulfuras, because Sulfuras, they need him to start getting strong. They need him to get tanky, do damage, do his thing.
And Sulfuras is like a hero that you would like regard as a more typical frontliner that just heals a lot, but also has like a powerful effect with the ultimate.
Yeah,
that makes it so that you cannot just ignore him.
Oh, bottom.
Yeah, actually, they run down the Kayn a little bit, but Kayn just presses that, like, the waylay it's called? Yeah, the waylay, the Q, the hook. And together with the tower just does a lot of, like, harass damage back. And of course, he can just heal back up if he just pops the W.
Yeah.
Which is not something I have seen a lot of people use to their full potential, I will say.
No, it's you really need to learn when to switch between between those modes, especially because it's still pretty, like, even passively without if you get rid of the HP regen, it still gives you like a pretty decent amount of armor.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's 2 armor and half magic armor level 1.
Yeah.
And like the mana cost between swapping is only 15. So it doesn't have like a high cooldown or something. So it's definitely something that you should actively trying to make use of. Yeah. Instead of just something you keep active in the background.
And it's 15 mana, but you remember that if you switch to the attack mode, you get mana regen. So it's really, it's not that much.
Oh, sorry, Lodestone in the top lane. He's actually taking a lot of damage. He's going to be going down here by the Predator. Predator waiting for his Q to be up because he didn't want to take tower aggro. Lodestone trying to do as much damage as he could back to the Predator there, but no, it was not enough.
Yeah, one thing that I find interesting about Lodestone's W is that you can't deny yourself with it. Right? Nope. On bottom lane, you can see the getting kicked off.
Yeah, that's just so much less damage. And here comes Engineer for the flank on the Miraculous. Engineer going to secure the kill down the Miraculous. And he's also going to secure the bottom rune. And that's a haste rune for the Engineer and the Magmas here in the mid lane.
Yeah, that passive, it's level 2. It just does so much. It just makes his entire team just do so much damage. Like you can see, like the Martyr and the Engie, right? It just keeps making them do way more damage than they're supposed to. Martyr has 72 base damage. If he crits, that's like over 100, I think. Just 100 damage.
Yeah, but it's not just it's just not just a crit. Which I've always find interesting is. Oh, actually, as they go here in on the Rivok taking so much damage from the abilities, the Q and the Q from the Martyr on top of the Rivok, and Rivok goes down, but now Miraculous is also on trouble here. Comes a race car Magnus speeding through the lane, and they get the kill on the Miraculous. Miraculous and Rivok are both going down. I think they need to really think about, hey, this lane is not working out. We need to make adjustments. How are we going to do this? Because the Rivok is just food for them in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the amount of damage, like just like going back to the crit. I know it's not the most, like necessarily the only thing that ability does, but it's 124 damage when Martyr crits on something.
Yeah,
which is that's just so much damage just straight off the bat.
And in the top lane, Lodestone goes down. It is honestly. The top lane is the oh no, Loss of Force dies in the jungle trying to clean up stacks, and here comes Magmas and Engineer. Oh man, that is not something that should happen. Like Lodestone, Force, of course, he doesn't really want to take stacks until like level 7 usually, because the cooldown of the Q decreases as well, which is very significant.
Yep.
But that's not something that should happen.
Oh no, it really shouldn't. He should be trying. Yeah, him dying there, and plus it gave Engie and Magmas just some free farm, which.
Oh, and in the mid lane we see them actually stunning it into Force, but Force is level 7. He's quite tanky. Here comes the Magmas down. The Engineer kick actually misses the Force. Force is going to be 5 because that Magmas was thinking about just setting up that ultimate, but unfortunately they're not really going to be able to do much. And here we see the Predator and Nymphora diving the top lane. The Lodestone dying once again. That's now the 3rd time the Lodestone was sent back to the well. So yeah, Predator is 500 GPM right now. He's doing very well.
He's doing better than Kane, and Kane's been doing like really well, which is pretty surprising. It's not surprising, but it's pretty good for them. And I'm more scared of
in the bottom lane. Face me, he said, and he ultimates Miraxus. Miraxus taking a lot of damage, but Kane is also taking a lot of damage from the tower. Miraxus did not get the stun off. Oh, that is unfortunate for the Miraxus. If he got a stun off there, I think that was probably going to be a counter kill, but Rivok and the Martyr are duking it out here, but Martyr is sure I'm fine with going low HP, man. And there comes Kane for the finishing off of the Rivok. Rivok going down to the damage. Predator porting it a little bit too late there. It's not really going to be able to achieve much besides the tower deny. That is of course good for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, Predator is going to have to walk back all the way now to the top lane. Yeah, which is definitely going to decrease his farm a bit.
I heard maybe Kane's going to be able to like get more farm overall here.
Yeah, and we see the difference between the Kane and the Predator is in the amount of last hits. We see Kane with 42 last hits and Predator with 58. It's almost like a half more.
Oh yeah, that's a lot more, and you can really see that. Yeah, the Kane isn't as good for farming. Oh, and I think he sees no Miraxus.
Yeah, Miraxus is going to be a lot of trouble. Miraxus with just red boots. He wants to properly W the ultimate. He's not going to be able to. Kane says, face me, you peasant. And Miraxus goes down once again. 5 deaths for the Miraxus now. Kane starting to stack up that damage, of course, from his ultimate as well.
Do you think that Kane is going to try to get a staff or someone to staff him for more damage? Is that something people do?
No, you get damage like passively now, without
really?
staff. Yeah. Just okay. Click on a Kane, right?
Yeah.
One of the buffs you see is like +5 damage.
Yeah.
And actually, so they're setting up for the top lane. Lodestone in position for that ultimate, but is not going to choose to actually use it. Like Lodestone W does only do half damage if the enemy is shrunken up. I know.
Yeah. It does mixed damage.
Yep.
It does both damage.
So of course, like if the Predator uses his W, that's a lot of damage actually being negated there. So
yeah. No real point in going. And if he also doesn't get stunned.
Just look at this bottom lane. So Forrest in position, ready to maybe deal with that Kane, and he has that ultimate up. He has the Q that is very powerful. He's waiting for the Kane to maybe get out of position. No, he's gonna be a little bit impatient. Maybe he figured, okay, something is very sus. This is all about also good team coordination. They have a ward in the Hellborn jungle. They know Lords of Force is not there. They know he's not in the mid lane because they're pushing it with 4 people. At that point, you have to realize, okay, Lords of Force is somewhere.
Yeah. And if he's not mid pushing, he's probably bottom about to gank me. That's usually
like,
how I would think.
Yeah, like it's HoN players hate sitting still. They cannot sit still. If they don't do something for like 5 seconds, their hands start shaking.
But look at this. Kane is
oh yeah, so Kane is in a lot of trouble here.
What a good nymph ult there.
Like, okay, so my client is like lagging super hardcore. I don't know if yours is.
Oh, I just started. Now that you mentioned it, it started. Oh no.
Okay. It seems like the players here are just fine because they're still hitting all the abilities. Marty is actually being ran down by the Miraculous and the Amphora. And they're going to collapse on his Marty. But Marty is so tanky. Of course, he has the E. He procs it. He's getting back a lot of HP. So he's running for his life. But here comes the entire Hellborn team collapsing on top of him in the backline. They do get actually the kill on the Rift Walker. And so it's a support for support here. That could have gone a lot worse for the Hellborn team, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Nymphora hiding. Oh, and that is a Macros PK. That's a 3-man stun, but the rest of his team is not ready yet.
They're just too far back. They just can't take advantage of that. Even that was a beautiful stun.
Yep.
3 players. That's fine. Hellborn backing up.
Yeah, so the Legion side has a lot of stacks in their jungle. So I think what they want to do is, or what the logic behind it is, don't do anything risky. Because if we lose the team fight badly, we're also going to lose all our stacks. Which is something that they don't want to do. Because Lords of Force can take those stacks like very easily. And in the top lane, we see Lodestone maybe being in a bad position. Predator is smelling a prey and he leaps all the way to Narnia. But Lodestone actually dodges the Nymphora stun and is going to be fine because of that. That was a good realization that he could just port out after the Lodestone stun. Or Nymphora stun, sorry. So yeah, well played by Lodestone there, surviving. And Riftwalker now got his ultimate.
Okay, so yeah, Rift level 6, so we're gonna probably start seeing better, a lot more team fights with Riftwalker in it.
Yeah, and like Riftwalker is one of those heroes that can just completely turn a game. And he's being sent back to the well here once again. Riftwalker being a little bit out of position there, and of course a very good ward on top of the cliff on the Ancients there. Actually, sorry, that's a ward from the Hellborn side. There's a ward here in the Ancients camps from the Legion side.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, as you said, the information is what makes you win the game here, and they just knew Rift was alone and just went on her. Got a free kill.
Yep.
Predator's still farming up top here.
Yeah, and Nymphora is sitting right behind him, and that's, of course, a good positioning by Nymphora, because Nymphora needs to be near Predator, so the Predator can port in if the Legion team overextends here. Then they can use that ultimate ability and just potentially get a counter kill, but the Legion side is just kind of applying pressure to the towers here. Bottom tower, and actually the stun from the Magmus going into the on the Meraxes there. The Meraxes pops his ultimate. They're going to back off for now. Here comes Predator. Predator is ready to go on that. Here comes the Rivwalker ultimate on the Engineer. Engineer is surviving because of the Martyr wings. And here comes the Kane. He ultimates the Predator. Predator doing so much damage in return. But Predator is going down here. Kane not actually being able to... the Predator not able to kill the Kane there. Therefore, now the only survivor, I believe. Magnus is there. Be stunning behind the tower. Martyr, of course, the wings are doing so much work in these team fights. And actually, oh wow, I just noticed that Martyr chose to not max his Q, but instead he chose to max the W. That actually kept the Engineer alive in that team fight there.
And that Engineer was completely caught. Like there was no, he would have died like that very second if Martyr didn't put wings on him, and instantly those wings just saved him. He survived the team fight because of that. And then we also saw the Martyr also ulting the Kane in the middle of his ult, so he was able to tank through the Pred just hitting him.
Yeah. Because the Predator, like, he has Insanitarius. He hurts, like, a lot right now.
Oh, yeah.
But he doesn't have lifesteal, though.
No.
And that means, of course... Magnus actually using a stun in the top lane. Magnus dodges the Q from the Predator. Oh, that would have actually maybe been a tough situation for the Magnus otherwise. The Red Fort coming down just a little bit too late. I will say, this is where a Predator should think about always carrying dust. Because sometimes there is going to be a Magnus near you that does stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, and Magnus stun, you know, you don't... If you get hit by that, it's just such a good setup. Because afterwards, they have... Like, Legion has so many other, like, people that can follow up, right? They have the Lodestone. If the Kane is close enough, maybe Veiled, he can also just ult you, right?
Yeah.
And then you're kind of stuck hitting him, and probably you're gonna get bursted down.
Yep. They're just they're playing. Oh, actually, Magnus tanking his Force ultimate. Here comes an M4 port with the Predator right on top, and Magnus also going invis once again. Engineer trying to get his field off. He is going to field off, and Kane's his face Leo pass, and Predator and the Kane duking it out in the mid lane. Rivok ultimate on top. Kane is going to fall down. M4 falling down the background. Lodestone trying to TP out. Martyr nuking down the Predator on his last legs. Now he wings himself. And he doesn't have matter to TP out or anything. Magnus bomb back and comes in with a Magnus ultimate right on top of Rexus. Rexus goes down there to the counter initiation. Rivok also going down. Lost Force, the only survivor from the Hellborn team. Finishes off the Engineer with the last breath. And now he picks up the rune actually. And it gives him enough mana to not be able to die to the Magnus chasing him down. That was a hell of a team fight.
Back and Magnus just keeps trying to fight him, trying to get those creeps so that he can harass him with those with his E.
Yeah,
right there.
But that's a Sophorus with a Shaman's Headdress. He's not going down to a little bit of...
What a team fight right there.
Yep.
We just, like, for a second, I really thought Hellborn just, like, was gonna, like, win that team fight completely. However, Magnus near the end just comes in, like, okay, I have my ult, gets 2 picks with that.
Yeah, but he did buy back, though. That is something you have to keep in mind. Yeah. So it was a 4 for 4, or 5 for 4 if you think it that way. So Hellborn definitely came out on top.
Yeah. He did manage to, like, save some of the losses they would have had, but still not very good for Legion.
Yeah. And
we saw...
The Kane ultimating the Predator there, I have to kind of question the Elder Parasite pickup here by the Kane.
Yeah, he's taking currently, too much damage.
Yeah, he has 7 armor and a decent bit of HP. But also, like, the E from the Predator works, like, the amount of damage that you deal is the amount of damage that you heal.
Yeah.
So if you have Elder Parasite, the Predator heals more.
Yeah, so you're not really... It's not the greatest item, yeah, I feel either. I honestly feel like if you wanted that, probably go like Insane, maybe just straight up go the Abyssal Skull, right?
Yeah, Abyssal gives a lot of armor. I think that works way better, even though they have Sephoras, right? And actually, Magnus going for a Mock, I think. Oh, I love it.
Oh, okay.
Because I was questioning the draft of the Legion side a bit, because what I said earlier was that I like Kane as like a tricolor hero.
Yeah. But right now he's kind of the only...
Yeah. because Magnus doesn't usually skill that well. And Lodestone, Martyr, and Engineer, they're not really core heroes, and they actually smoke up with 5 people here. I don't think the ward spotted that, so this might be actually a very, very team fight brewing, actually. Yeah, the Hellborn is kind of thinking about going Kongor. They thought something's maybe up. But Predator is... Oh, do they have a ward? They don't see it. Actually, the Predator gets stunned there by Kongor, and then Predator, and there's a Riftwalker ultimate right on top on 3 people there. Predator now in the team fight right there. The engine field goes down. Martin now running for his life. Kane ultimated. Magmus ultimating in, and he's going to get a 3-man ultimate there. The Rexus is, and the Riftwalker goes down. Rex is 1 HP now. Not quite enough to actually finish him off, but Magmus wants more, but he's on top of Revward. Magmus, that's not what you want to do, buddy. And he goes down there. The Revward is spotting him out. There's no dust, but it doesn't matter as long as you have the Revward down, of course.
And they're gonna get the
that means that is a huge team fight for the Hellborn side.
Yeah. And I saw what Legion was trying to do. I think Legion was trying to do the right thing there. They were trying to stop them from getting Conquer and take it themselves, which would have been almost like game-ending if they did that. However, they just, like, I saw the Kane got caught as soon as they started the fight, which made him, like, just unable to keep going. And
he got
then
ultimated by Forest, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was both Forest and Moraxis that jumped on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But like, Moraxis is actually picking up his PK now, which is huge for him.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like if you have the Forest ultimate on the Kane, of course, like you don't heal anything with your Elder Parasite.
No.
And that just means that like you're not really able to ultimate the Predator because you're just gonna melt.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, the Martyr can keep you alive, even though you are Force ultimated, I will say.
Yeah.
Because of the wings and the Martyr ultimate, but it was such a chaotic team fight as Engineer falls from the bottom lane. Oh, sorry, in the mid lane we see Force actually getting jumped by Magmus and by the Lodestone, but Force is so tanky, but not tanky enough. That Shaman Tetris is not really going to keep you alive against the Lodestone, of course.
The Lodestone getting rid of all of your armor, so after that, just hitting the W on him. Just
sorry, in the top lane. Redfucker ultimating in, and that's on top of 2 people. Kane and Martin now back to being jumped. Martin wings himself. Kane now in a bit of trouble. Kane is going to fall there. Martin actually not able to save him because he was so low. Predator going down though in return. That is actually quite a big turn here. Maximus plus Lodestone now. The cleanup crew is coming through. The Riftwalker and the Predator being picked off there. That is actually huge.
Yeah, I saw the Martyr right there. He, instead of healing his team, he was like, nope, I'm ulting this Predator. And he just
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so that's huge from him. That's what Predator, that's why Predator got like instantly half health. And then he got caught.
Oh, top lane, sorry, Magmus ultimate on top of Mraxus. And that is Magmus with a mock of brilliance. Mraxus actually taking a lot of damage. He doesn't have ultimate yet, he has it in a couple of seconds. And that means that the Magmus is probably going to be in a lot of trouble. But no, he goes in and turns it on the Mraxus. That was a beautiful play, a combination. And here comes Lodestone. Lodestone Force. Lodestone Force actually finishing off the Magmus there. Lodestone abandoning his teammates. How heartless of him.
Yeah, I can't believe he would stay there and not help.
I can't believe he's done that.
Yeah, me neither.
No, but like it was nothing in for there to do. Like Lodestone ultimate, Lodestone stun, of course, having a long cooldown. So he did the right choice by just TPing out.
Yeah, and I mean,
but yeah, the Martyr ultimate, of course, if you're low, you don't have to use it on allies. Just ultimating enemies is a very, very valid tactic, of course.
I remember one of the troll builds people would do is they would get Staff and Mock and Insan, make themselves go 1 HP, wings
what do you
themselves.
Mean troll builds?
Okay. Is that your build? Am I spoiling your build?
I don't want to say troll build.
No. But like, you know, that's one
amazing build. A creatively amazing build.
And then all you can do is just go in, ult someone, and they just die instantly. It's like, oh,
yeah, the reason why you do need Staff for that, for chat, of course, is normally you can only get people down to 40, 30, or 20% minimum HP. But with the Staff, you can actually get them down all the way to 0 HP. And what you would do is like you would PK in, proc Insanitarius, so you go down to 1 HP, ultimate, And then like, oh, actually, face me, says the Kane on the Predator. Predator has now Bash, so Kane is going down a lot. Loads ultimate on top. Predator going so low. Predator trying to stay alive. He is going to be able to stay alive there. Predator surviving with the skin of his teeth. And Engineer with a staff, actually. The ultimate did so much, but here comes the backwards ultimate. A bit too late, though. It's not actually going to do that much. Riftwalker ultimating him with 1 HP. Riftwalker survived with 4 HP. Predator, Riftwalker, everyone is low HP, but it doesn't matter because the entire Legion team is sent to the afterlife.
That is very, very bad for Legion team. One thing I'm going to note, the reason why Kane isn't able to do anything, even though he has shrunken, is that Predator has Brutalizer. So he just keeps getting stunned every time he tries to face him off. So it's like, he just can't compete with that Predator in a 1v1, which makes him just overall a lot less useful, because that's usually supposed to be his goal, right? It's supposed to be ult the Pred, beat up the Pred, and then we can keep going.
Yeah, and like of course, like the more HP you get on the Kane, the more the Predator is gonna heal. So if I would say, like in hindsight, the Kane should probably have focused a lot more on armor, so the Predator just heals less.
Armor and maybe barb too.
Yeah, you could barb. Of course, that's not. Oh, low stun falls in mid lane. Like barbed makes you also have more HP, and which also means the Predator is gonna heal more.
Yeah.
So it works a bit, but also not really. It's also from experience playing Kane against Predator.
Yeah. Okay, no, because the way I see it is, if you're not able to do damage to him because you're stunned because of the Brutalizer, if you're able to use that barb, you're still doing damage during that face-off. That's the way I'm seeing it.
Yeah, in my experience, what's usually like a better choice is just to go for Basher on Kane.
Oh, okay, you go your own, okay.
Yeah, because you have a lot of attack speed with that ultimate, of course, and you just hope that you bash him before he bashes you. And sometimes it's gonna work some way, the other times it's another way. But if Predator's not attacking, that's a situation that you're happy with.
And usually, if you ult him and your team is like well coordinated, you can ult him before he starts attacking.
Oh, look at this! Right? 5 people smoked up there, but Lords of Force is all the way in the front line there. Predator's being faced me again by the Kane, but he's being stunned actually. Predator going to fall right off the bat there. That was a huge gag, and now here comes the rip of 2 people. Oh, that is huge, actually. Miraxis combining on top there with the Riftwalker, and that is actually going to be a 3-man turn there. Engineer now all the way. He says, where is my team? Why did they die? Why did they leave me?
They're in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The Engineer was actually a huge turn by the Riftwalker. Riftwalker was actually positioned like inside the Conger area on top of the uphill there.
Just waiting to turn that. And the initiation by Legion was so good, I did not think they were going to win. They got the Pred down. They managed to lock him down so that the Kane could do his damage. And we can see Kane, every time he's critting now, it's like 350 damage. 350 damage.
Oh, so and so Martyr is actually being stunned by the Mexus here. His team not really ready there, but I guess they just want to prevent the deny, but actually the wings are going to wear off in a little bit. But that Martyr is tanky, but maybe not tanky enough. No, he is not tanky enough. The Miraxis slow, if you hit all the axes, is just so difficult to get away from. Which is the power of the Miraxis, of course.
Yeah, it's as long as he keeps shooting axes at you, just get slow, and then eventually it does root. So you just can't do anything. Like, if Miraxis just keeps hitting axes at you and you don't have an escape, like Martyr doesn't have one, you kind of have to accept that.
Lodestone, buddy. I don't think you want to do that.
No.
Okay, but he actually chooses to TP out. They were actually hitting Conger a little bit there. Maybe they were thinking about doing it, and actually are going to do it here. The Martyr is down for a couple more seconds, and the other people from the Legion side are currently in their own jungle.
Yeah, so I don't think they'll be able to.
I don't think they know. Or maybe they know, but they realize we can't stop it, which is also fair. And yeah, actually, okay, so they do know, because what you see Engineer doing here, which is really good. Engineer is smoking into the enemy Congo to get his sneaky ward up. So what they likely want to do here is group up get a team smoke and play off this vision that they just got by the engineer, and maybe win the team fight that way.
Yeah, because they know that...
Oh, sorry, there's a DD rune here. Oh, that's important. Kane wants that DD rune, but if the enemy gets to initiate before he does, no, he gets it. Okay, that's good for them. Okay. That's for sure good for them.
Yeah, if they manage to get a fight right now, they are...
What was this? The Magma's ported top?
Why is he porting top? Does he have a plan? What are you doing?
The Hellburn side is very hesitant. And they missed the ward with 2 ref wards.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, you can see. Oh my, it's like just out of reach with both of them.
And like what they try to do right now, so they're specifically waiting with hitting Kongor because they want to see like, okay, if they instantly procced the smoke's gonna be out, but like, okay, they're doing Kong now. The Legion side is not actually willing to fight this, it seems.
They're letting him take it. I'm not aware exactly what the buff when you get both Kongors. I know it's a pretty significant buff that you end up getting.
Yeah, it's a buff that makes you deal more damage to structures. So you can probably I can see it. Okay, no, sorry, you can't see it here. It's the Kongor Decimator. It's at the moment it's a 34 damage to 34% extra damage to buildings.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah, so buildings just melt. And actually, then 4 ports into the bottom lane. Engineer, they're all alone. Kane already TPing out. He said, buddy, on my screen, you are already dead. And he said, yeah, he's just, I'm not fighting that.
He's gone. Like,
yeah, Riftwalker is thinking about setting up for the top lane. But Riftwalker also, importantly, has post haste. So he can just... Oh, and he actually ultimates top lane. Magnus is going to get initiated. Magnus does have stun, so I think he's just made... No, he gets Sword Spirited. Oh, that is huge. And Moraxis actually combines together with the Riftwalker for a kill on the Magnus there. Magnus falling to that combination. He chose to not instantly stun out, which I have to question. And the Storm Spirit, of course, restrains for 2 seconds or something, which means that he couldn't queue out afterwards.
Yeah, can't get out, and he has to. It's one of the very few downsides of Magnus' stun is that you have, like, if you get restrained in some way, you just can't use it.
Yep. Because it's, of course, like it's a movement ability. They have like basically tried to make that consistently across the board. And actually, the Kane pressing his Q there. Lodestone ultimating in. He is ready to go here. Lodestone ultimating on the Predator. Predator taking a lot of damage. Predator does have a token, of course, so they don't really want to kill him. And they actually choose to kill him. There's now Sephora's ultimate on the Kane. And here comes the Engie Field. Engie Field, big inst. No, there's the Engie Field staying up. It's 1 HP. And the Kane gets ultimate. The Predator once again. Predator is just hitting the Kane. Kane falls there to the Predator. They're all prey in his eyes. Martin now is the next victim there. To the Sephora's and Predator. In the back line, we see Lodestone and Braxis duking it out together. Oh, but that was
unfortunate. Doing a disgusting amount of damage. And there goes the CC.
And Lodestone actually picked up Ebola. So they had the tools to deal with him, but they just weren't able to actually properly do it.